Om Sadashivasamaramabham Shnkaracharyamध्यamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Parampara Yada Vidya Vilasena Tabdika Srishtaya Tam Naumi Paramatma Ananda Vikram. Okay, now what is the question? Yeah.
So that's what it is. Then I saw that, oh, my goodness. So that is the second.
Yeah.
Like step out of the house and we see ice below. It's not rain, but like nearby or some ice is cold. That's why the
Yeah.
because of that the home is become big. Now we learn what by influence. That's not negative by perception.
Okay. Let me explain the question to the people on the group.
Yeah.
Question is simple. Got up in the morning, saw the road is wet. Okay. So wet road is perception. Inference was it must have rained. Then she went out. The sky is clear, there is no rain. Then how does the road get wet? Because you saw there is a pipe burst there and water has covered them. So is not the inferential knowledge getting negated by perception? Yeah, you want to answer? Try. Okay, one good answer that has come is, since perception is the basic pramana, anything can be reviewed by perception, any pramana. Not necessarily, because what was negated was not perceptual knowledge. There was an upadhi in the inference. Your inferential knowledge had an upadhi. The upadhi was a pipe burst. Pipe burst, a pipe bursting and making the road wet. So the upadhi was that. So upadhi jnanam you got by perception. Then you still had to negate the inferential knowledge, but it happened automatically. By inferential knowledge, you negated inferential, but that happened automatically in your mind. Because perception gives you what? Perception only gives you upadhi jnanam. Pipe burst is there. But it is because of the pipe burst that the road is wet, not because of rain. That you still have to use the logic. Yes.
Can you take it only by that?
By pramana. But as she said, the review can happen because inference depends on perceptual data. So the data has changed. Yeah, because the data has changed. New data has emerged. New data has emerged. Exactly. Therefore, because new data has emerged, it is changed. But okay. Because so what is changing is actually the inference, not perception. Yeah. Inference is negating it. Because in the light of new data, new inferences are being made. So the previous one, which you thought was Prama, became Brahma. Huh? Perception is always Jeshta. Yeah. Perception is fundamental. Thank God. Imagine if you did not have as a one fundamental pramana, where are you going to get data for any other pramana? That's why perception is also fivefold. cover 5 dimensions. There are dimensions which are not perception. It is there in the world, but they are not perception. Our eyes are within only a range of colors, for example. Sound is also within a certain range. We don't hear all the sound. Compared to a dog, we have hearing loss. All the human beings have a hearing loss. Compared to the dog, not only me. Because the dog's hearing is of a wider range than our hearing. Compared to perception, and eagle's perception and my perception. Limited. Even if people don't need reading glasses, still the perception is limited compared to an eagle's. Because the number of dots and this that you will see, we call this as cones and rods and cones. Right? An eagle is much higher, much higher, much more densely packed than our eyes. But it sees in far greater detail. That's where from half a mile up, you'll see a rabbit very, very clearly. We are half a mile up, you'll see only land.
Basically, only collection of
Data.
We like back or most times back by this. I see a book and also some part of memories.
That is another thing to keep in mind. In all perception, memory is involved. You do not have perception without memory. Once again, just highlighting this. This is a book. How do you know this is a book? You have seen it before. Memory, you know? That memory is always there, involved in perception. You can't have any perception. You can have new perception, but then you always wonder what it is. You see something which you have never seen before. It happens, no? There are things we see which you have never seen before. A new plant, a new this, a new object. Like this is generally happens when you go cross-cultural. Then you will see things which you have not seen before. Like when an American comes here, he has not seen a part. My old example. What is a part? No table? No. A table that you sit upon is called a part. But if I tell the American a table that you sit upon is called a part, what will you imagine? A table like this. Oh, you mean it's a bench? No, that's not the benchmarking. A table is only a couple of inches, 2-3 inches, not more than that. Not even a stool. So Americans are very specific. There's a footstool, so that there's no confusion. So keeping all this in mind, using Shabda Pramana and Every Pramana. See, every knowledge gaining activity, you are building up on the thing that you already know. So some amount of memory will be in knowledge. Because you're building up. So the previous knowledge should be there in your mind. How are you building up? Always has to be there.
Same with Abhyasa.
That is there with respect to the eye, yes. I am. Only with respect to the eye, you can have that knowledge which is not memory. I am. Not memory. That's why Vedanta becomes a bit difficult to understand this because not memory based. At the same time, you're using memory when you're learning a text. Don't come to me with a clean slate every class. Yeah. Some review like this can happen. That's not a problem. Said that.
Swamiji?
Yeah.
Swamiji, just one clarification from the last class.
Yeah.
In the last class, you had mentioned everything is only Nama Rupa. There are no real entities. There are only perceptions that make up the world.
Yeah.
Now, how does, I'm just trying to understand, how does a student not end up falling into the trap of subjective idealism as a result of this?
Good. That's why that, in fact, very on parallel lines, Punita Savla asked a question. Because if you say there's only perception, then it can come to subjectivism. Subjective idealism is called, which is actually Buddha, Buddhistic thinking. That's why she gave the example of a joke I always like. Two Buddhists are standing on the side of the road and arguing. World is inside you or outside you, inside you, outside. The Zen master passes by. Says, sir, please clarify this for us. The world inside us or outside us? So Zen teaching is slightly different, more close to Vedanta. Close to, I'm not saying it is Vedanta. So he pointed to a rock. Is that rock inside you or outside you? Sir, according to Buddhism, it's all inside here. Not a wonder you can't understand anything. You have a rock sitting in your mind. Just because it's perception doesn't necessarily mean it's inside your mind. You're seeing it inside you. Now, how do we answer this? Subjective idealism. What is the experiential difference you have from perception of your emotions and perception of the book?
One feels outside.
That inside-outside thing is strong. It's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you what. Keep it. It has come. Yeah. Because you wanted it and you didn't get it. Okay, slight digression. Okay, what happened is this. A second round of Chaiwala comes in and some people enlist it, so they're getting. Huh? That's okay. So the question will come, that doesn't matter. They'll know it's a live class. So I said, not too much, but the question is subjective idealism. Everything is inside you. So that is the thing. What is the difference between a perception of an emotion and a book? Now, if everything was inside you, then the Nayayika's argument, then everything you see should be either taken as I or mine. Yeah. See, if everything is inside, only then this argument. Everything inside you is gained as how? Either as I, Aham Sukhi, Aham Dukhi, or as mine, my emotions. Right? My body. So here it works. Supposing I see your bag, am I seeing it as I or mine? Neither, no? Your bag. But if it was inside you, you'll have to see it as I or mine. But it is not seen as I or mine. The Nyaya argument is good to negate subjective idealism. It does not, Vedanta doesn't use that. Because for Vedanta, this is inside outside. How do you establish inside outside? by perceiving it as this, not as I or mine. Your bag, not mine. Exactly. But what is the samskara? Now that akara will depend upon your previous samskara. Previously, what you experienced the bag as this. So now also you will experience it as this. How did you experience the vritti? Right now, how are you experiencing it? As this. Right now, the experience of perceiving a bag is experienced as this bag, not I bag or my bag. Correct? Why are you taking emotions as mine? Because it is inside you. This is outside you. So the samskara of your first experience, this answer is giving in Vedanta. The samskara of your first experience is that it is inside or it is outside. Which is the first one? Anadi. Right from beginning. Okay. So once again, in Vedanta now, we accept a subject-object divide. We accept a subject-object divide. What happened? 2 minutes, please have it. Yeah, don't hesitate. Anyone who likes a second round, please have it. Okay. Password. Yeah. Yeah. Because Vedanta accepts a subject-object divide, unlike Buddhism, which does not accept. So even though we say all perception happens inside, the object is outside. The object is outside. One second. How you experience the object depends upon your samskara. So what is your samskara with respect to book? Inside or outside? So that's how you'll experience it. By the inside, samskara is like that, it is outside you. And apart from the samskaras, in Vedanta, we accept a subject-object divide as far as Vyavahara is concerned. Buddhism doesn't accept that. That's why the problem is. Let me finish one thing. I wish you'll get more confused. There is the subject-object divide as far as Vedanta is concerned. We accept that. See, don't get disturbed by anything that's happening. Nothing will happen. Okay. Subject-object divide is there in there for Vyavahara, not for truth. For Vyavahara, it is there. Kya farak pada? Yeah, correct. Yeah. Subject-object with respect to the body only, na? Yeah. But the samskara argument is valid because mind is inside the body or body is inside the mind. What is it? You sure?
Body is inside the mind.
You sure? Huh? When I remember the experiment I showed you in the other Bandra class, when we are having it in Kamini's house, I measured your aura extending outside, etc., using my Rudraksha. So what does that mean? That the mind is extending outside the body. But why do you feel uncomfortable when someone comes too close to you? Unless you are used to traveling in Bombay train, everyone's P car, Virar local. Rohit has given a very good answer here. Since the concept of time and space comes and projected by the mind, and the body is inside the mind. Yeah. Correct. Good one.
Swamiji, can you please repeat it? We couldn't hear it.
Hold on, one
Rohit's
second, one second.
answer.
One second, Neeta Ben. Your question. Inside, outside is both inside only. Yes, in the dream state, inside, outside, both are inside. There is no separate. Correct? Correct. Yeah, Neeta Ben, your question. Hello, Neeta Ben. To Neeta Ben. To Neeta Ben.
Rohit's
just joking.
answer.
Okay, tell me what's your question.
Rohit's answer I couldn't follow. It was very fast. You said it very fast.
Which answer you couldn't follow?
Rohit's answer you said.
Rohit said, since time and space are mental projections, body has to be inside the mind because body is inside space.
Okay.
You remember that dialogue with Maitreyi and Yajnavalkya?
Yes,
Where are you
yes.
sitting?
Yeah,
In
sitting.
front of your
Yes.
kutia. Where is your
Yes,
kutia?
yes.
In Tapovanam. Where is Tapovanam? Himalaya. Where is Himalayas? Bhu Gole on earth. Where is earth? Akashi. Where is Akasha? Manasi in the mind. Where is the mind? In the body. Udar gadbad hoga. Where is the body? In front of your
In the
kutia.
mind.
Kutia, Tapovanam. Tapovan, Himalayas. Himalayas, Bhugole. Bhugole in Akasha. Akasha in the mind. Either through a retro rocket chahiye. Here you need a retro rocket. And where is the mind? Atmani. Mind is in the Atman, not in the body. That's why you have to fire the retro rocket. So everyone is talking about moon landing. So a retro rocket here. Okay. Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come. So up to now, is it clear? The whole thing.
But Swamiji, by the whole the process of creation described, it starts off with Akasha, Vayu, and then only the mind comes, no?
That's when you're looking at it from the Samashti angle.
Okay.
This is looking at it from the Jashti angle.
Vishtya.
But
Okay.
even in the Samashti angle, before Akasha, etc. came, Ishvara's Maya Shakti is there. Ishvara's Maya Shakti is there. So it all starts from there and comes from there.
Got it.
So Maya Shakti mind, cosmic mind, all that is there.
Mm-hmm.
The potential cosmic mind is there. Hiranyagarbha is there.
Yes.
Then from our standpoint, we identify Hiranyagarbha as Samasti, Sukshma Sharira, Abhimani, Chaitanya. The Chaitanya that is associated with the total Sukshma Shariras. But even before all the Sukshma Shariras, etc., were manifested, all knowledge is there in Ishvara. Therefore, the Maya Upadhi itself makes Ishvara, not only Ishvara, also makes him Hiranyagarbha. Because cosmic knowledge is there. Then from our standpoint, we'll say Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi. And then from the Samashti aspect, mind, etc. Because that theory is only to perform the material nature of everything, other than the other. Explaining the Upadana, that the whole thing is material. So there, that question. So if we look at the methodology, is so complete. Even though some of the things we may not highlight so much, like the Panchikaranam and all that thing is not highlighted, but it is quite comprehensive by itself. Very comprehensive by itself.
So Swamiji, does
Yeah.
that mean that Ishvara, when you said he is also Hiranyagarbha?
So Ishvara gets a name, Hiranyagarbha, with the standpoint of mind and knowledge.
Okay.
प्यार से बोला तो नहीं सर The name given. See what has come up. Any other questions or clear? Question, it doesn't matter how fast or slow we go. It doesn't even matter what others think this class is about. Because so many things are coming up. I want people to understand. Vedanta Paribhasha is meant to take your understanding to a different level. That's it. So, you had a question. Clear? I to puch lo abhi. Taranagiri style. Oh, the question bhi bhul, prashna bhi bhul jaye. Yeah, Tatvamasi, yes. Okay. When you say Aham Brahmasmi, how are you saying Aham Brahmasmi? As pure Chaitanya, consciousness? So, what are we talking about? When you say Samashti Veshti, what are we talking about? Chaitanyam or the Upadhis? Can you see? So, Samashti Veshti is from the standpoint of the Upadhis. Samashti Veshti is not from the standpoint of Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is one. There is no Samashti Veshti. There is no Veshti Chaitanyam and Samashti Chaitanyam. That means you are dividing Chaitanyam into parts, which cannot be done. Therefore, consciousness is one. Individual total is only from the standpoint of the Upadhis, body, mind, etc. From that standpoint. And there will be no issues on that. Pity you are not coming for that camp. This camp will make some of those things very, very clear. That's why I said, no text. I'm going to go offhand. Samashti means totality, Vyashti is individual. That is all from the standpoint of Upadhis. Camp will really make it. Yeah.
There are lots of things. But when it is the totality of it's still the name.
We don't say Ishvara is Mithya, but we will say the Upadhi is Mithya. The world is Mithya. The Samashti is Mithya. Ishvara is not Mithya. Yeah, exactly. We are trying to say Ishvara is not real. Go beyond Ishvara to understand. Ishvara is not. If I am saying I am consciousness, Ishvara is anything less. The same consciousness. In fact, this knowledge has come from him only, no? From Ishvara only. So, you don't see Ishvara as Mithya.
Ishwaratvam means Mithya, no, Swamiji?
We say the Upadhi, the Samashti Upadhi is Mithya. You don't see Ishvara as Mithya. You say Samashti Upadhi is Mithya. That's why I remember how you understood it. First, Samana Dhikarnya between the words. The words of the Mahavakya all have to refer to one and the same thing. Tatvamasi, all of them have to refer to one and the same thing. If objects refer to one and the same thing, then there will be Visheshna Vishesha Bhava, adjectival relationship. When the adjectival relationship is not tenable because Ishvara cannot be Jiva, an adjective to Jiva, or Jiva cannot be an adjective to Ishvara. So in Vishesha Bhava is not possible, then you will go in for Lakshana, implied meaning. And by Bhagatyaga Lakshana, you understand that what is Jiva and Ishvara is nothing but one consciousness. The whole Mahavakya Vichara. Those who have doubts about the Mahavakya Vichara, go to my YouTube channel, look at the Vedanta Sara recordings. In the Vedanta Sara recording, the last bit, the penultimate or the one before that. There's an analysis of Tattvamasi. Or go to the Mahavakya Vichara recordings, there's 7 recordings. That also deals with this Mahavakya Vichara. So they'll clarify it for. No, ask. I don't mind whether you do 1 para or half a para, as long as clarity is there.
Then that waiting becomes
Not Mithya again because it's consciousness. Upadhi, like see, if I am invoking Ishvara, first I am invoking Ishvara. Ishvara is not Mithya. Samashti Upadhi is Mithya. Then I am invoking Ishvara as a particular deity. Let us say Vignahara. Ganpati aa raha hai na? The form is Mithya, not Ganesha. Ganesha is Ishvara. Another name for Ishvara is Ganesha. The form. Because Ganesha can be in any. That's why you have so many forms worshipped also. No? Siddhi Vinayaka, Ashtavinayaka, everything is different. Uchishta Ganapati, that's so popular in South. So, one Ganesha is also invoked in different forms. Why? ये पापी पेट के वास्ते नहीं है, ये पापी मन के वास्ते. Yeah, because we are talking it from so many different standpoints. Because human beings are like that. We like to categorize, we like to differentiate, we like to. Because our whole approach, including the scientific approach to learning anything, is like that. We call it a reductionist approach. You always have to chop, cut, break it all up. Like a child breaking up a toy to understand it. And then you can put it together. The whole approach to learning is like that. That's a problem. Learning approach is breaking up things. That's Viveka. For refinement of Viveka and application into ourselves. It's not wrong. Not wrong. Not enough. Not wrong. It's not enough. When it comes to the truth, it's not enough.
great. This image is gone. This image in your conscious. That then
Good question. I'll put
Tamil-
it for the group.
Yeah.
Question is, we are going to pray. Okay. Temple guy. Stand in front of the deity. Beautiful. Subject-object relationship. Hai? Yeah. I'm elaborating a question of it so that the whole idea will be. Let us say, Ganesha. That nice curve of the tongue is so good. Be a mighty warrior with that big belly. Yes. And the arms, yes. With the chakras, all that. Now from the form, each form is reminding you of a story. Ekadattaha, good at the moon, yes. Or you look it off to right, there are 2 stories. Right, the Mahabharata, then Vyasa, Krishna, right. So all this you will think about it. And the devotion surges. Eyes gets closed. Abhi subject object hai kya nahi hai? Now is there a subject object? When the devotion surges, mark my words, when the devotion surges and you close your eyes, what happens? Experientially, you and the object of devotion has become one. Experientially. Because of the surge of devotion. From the surge of devotion, right? From the surge of devotion. Subject object has become experiential. You still have to understand. You still have to understand. For moksha, you still have to make the understanding complete. But that experiential oneness you have experienced. Because, yeah, there is no experience of time. Oneness with the object. Correct? That's why it's called oneness. An experiential oneness cannot be described. Oneness with understanding you can clear. Without understanding is only experiential. You really got to explain it. Really explain. That's a fact of things. His friend goes darshan karne ke have a proper look. That becomes the narrative. The eyes have fulfilled itself. They fulfill the got it. So that is where the whole thing happens. That becomes an irritant because eyes are fulfilled. No more necessary. As a surge of devotion, it happens with an emotional thing, not with knowledge. Understanding your eyes can be open, need not be closed. And still feel the whole oneness. Any other questions? I thought we should, don't worry about it. Don't worry about how much we are covering or not. Clear up now? Shall we go ahead? Can at least one pair. I think it's page 54. Correct? Or Nike. Previous was Nike.
Previous
Actually,
it is not completed, the whole thing.
okay, we have to do that. Into yasya yada this much you have done. What akara, what is the samskara anubhava previously, accordingly you will experience now also.
Page 52. No. 53 only. Tasya tadakara anubhava vishitvam. That's for second line, right? Up to here we are done. Depending upon your samskara, your anubhava. Tachacha idam akara anubhava hita samskara. Tahita avidya karyatvat gatadehe idam akara anubhava vishitvam. Therefore, not only there is an avidya inside which is causing that pot or that piece of silver, it is also the samskara of how you experience the silver. The samskara you experience is outside before. So now the projection, even though it's come from your mind, from your avidya, projection will be outside, as though it is outside. Okay, this is the same. He's just clarifying, summing up. Ahamakar anubhava. Hita samskara sahaguta avidya karyatvat antakarnadai. Ahamakara anubhava vishayatvam. Whereas as far as your antakarna is concerned, that is also superimposed on the Atma. But what is your anubhava of emotions before? Is inside as mine or I. So now also when you are experiencing it will be as mine or I. Whether the emotion is valid or not. The emotion, how can you talk about it as valid or invalid? You can. Why? You saw a snake on the rope and got scared. Is that a valid fear or an invalid fear?
Yeah, yeah, it can be erroneous.
Therefore, emotions can also be invalid. Now, if you are a psychologist or a new age guy, you will say, but Swamiji, all emotions are valid. No, because it makes changes in your body. The changes in your body not only come from your emotions, come from a lot of other things also. Heat and cold also make changes in your body. So some things that make changes are valid, some things are invalid. Because otherwise, validity is being based on karma phat. That's not true. So that snake on the rope made you run. Because you used to running from problems anyway. You run. Does it make the snake valid? Does your running make the snake valid? So your running is invalid. The emotion behind the running, the fear is invalid. Both are invalid. Why? Because the object of fear is invalid. That's why we say fear, anger, many emotions are caused by real or imagined threats. The whole basis for handling emotions is based on what is valid, not invalid. Remember the event causing, touching your thinking, the thinking causing your feeling, change your thinking, the feeling changes. If all feelings are valid, then why do you want to change the feeling? They're valid, no? I'm in grief, remain in grief, it's valid. Why do you want to handle grief? By whatever method. Psychological method, medical method, New Age methods. In New Age method, there are hundreds of it. Some of it valid, some of it not valid. Exactly. That is, then you will go into the scientific perspective that everything is based on matter. That whole thing becomes invalid. Why? It is not based on matter, it's based on consciousness. So valid, invalid are all relative standpoints. So who said order is absolute? Order is vyavahara. There is some subject. Of course there is. See, what do you say is an order? Is your connection. If this thing happens, it's logical that you will get upset. If you are upset about it, it is also logical you can get out of it. That is order there. When you say psychological order, this is it. No? When something like this happens, it's natural for a human mind to experience a sense of loss and get upset, sorrowful. If you have got sorrowful, it's also possible within the order to get out of that sorrow, to deal with that sorrow. So the whole chain is an order. We try to see only this much is an order just because we want to justify our feeling of sadness. Therefore, we stop at that. Yeah, your sadness is in order. Getting it out of it is also in order. Are you getting the whole thing? Therefore, Sharira Indriya, here with the Anubhava. Whereas as far as sense organs and body is concerned, the Anubhava has been both sides. What do you mean both ways? Sometimes as Idam, sometimes as Aham. Sometimes as Aham, sometimes as Mama. I body or my body? No? Both Anubhava you have. Can you say my body without saying this body? That she is lost in thought. Idam and Aham first. Then Idam can also become Mama. Mama Sharira. That is not my Sharira. So Idam and Mama are the normal adhyasas with respect to body and Indriya, sense organ, etc. Why? Because that's how you have had the Anubhava before. It's straight to under samskaras. Okay? Tatha cha ubhaya vida Anubhava. One second. Shariya Indriya ubhaya vida Anubhava. Samskara sahitam avidya karya. Along with the avidya, along with the samskara, the avidya is the karya. Therefore, ubhaya vida Anubhava vishya. Therefore, there are two types of Anubhavas. Tatha cha ubhaya vida Anubhava. Giving example. Idam shariram. This is the body. My body. Or aham deha. I am the body. I am 5.5 feet tall means I am the body. My body is aching. Yeah, workout. My body is aching. No, mama. Idam kshotram. The ear. This. Aham badiraha. I am hard of hearing. Aham anubhava. So, both types of experience. Before, both types of experience now also. Because the samskara has created this type of anubhava. By like how avidya and the dim light became causes for you to see in the snake. Similarly, avidya and the samskaras became causes for the. So samskara is also one of the avantara karya. Main karyam is avidya. Karana. Main karanam is avidya. Avantara karya. Karanam is samskara itself. Sahachari. Or should we call it sahachari karya? That will help it. It's only samskaras. You always experience the snake outside you. You never experience the snake inside. Now, don't talk to me about Kundalini. It's just a visualization of a snake. Just a visualization. Exactly. So in a way, you need to. These certain samskaras which are a problem should be dealt with. All samskaras don't try to be dealt. Only this problem ones. What is that?
She said next Janma.
Yeah. So next Janma samskaras will depend upon this Janma samskaras. Another birth if I take, the samskaras of this lifetime is affecting the lifetime.
She said she will definitely Janma next Janma.
Exactly. Now, talk it off. That's the idea. Try here and now. No other Janma. Then Prakrite Pratibhasika Rajatas Parmatra Chaitanya Abhinam Idameva Avachinna Chaitanya Nishta Avidya Karatve Api Idam Rajatam Iti Satyastada Tariyeda Idam Akara Anubhava Ita Samskara Janyatvad idam akara anubhava vishayata. Natu aham rajatam ityaham akara anubhava vishayata ityanu. Now he says the long line, Prakriti in general, normally. Pratibhasika Rajatam. The Rajatam that you have, that is subjective. Pratibhasika. Pramatra Chaitanya Abhinya. That is non-different from the Pramatra Chaitanya. What is that? Idam Avachanda Chaitanya. Because you have to see something is there. If you don't see something is there, you are not going to make an adhyasa. Idam Avachanda Chaitanya. Nishta Avidya Karyatve Api. Now look at how he is presenting it. The idam akara chaitanyam, which is non-different from aham akara, aham chaitanyam, sakshi chaitanyam, tat nishta avidya, avidya is in my mind, no? So that nishta avidya, karitva epi, even though it is a karyam, the rajatam is the karyam of the vidya which is present in me. Okay? Present in me, the sakshi, that is idam rajatam iti taliya idam akara anubhava. What has been your samskara? Idam rajatam iti ida samskara jinyatva. Therefore, it is born along that rajatam is born as adhyasa. It is manifest along with the samskara. And your samskara of rajatam has always been this, not as I. Language is a bit roundabout. What is he saying? That's silver that you saw is based on idamakara rajatam, idamakara chaitanya, which is non-different from ahamakara chaitanya. So they are both at the same time and place. No, non-different. And the avidya that is nishtam here about that. Avidya which is nishta here about that. That is what is projecting the silver. But it is not only the, along with the vidya, there is also the samskara of how you experience the silver. And how have you experienced the silver before? As this, not as aham. Therefore, the vidya silver that you project will also be experienced as idam. Exactly like how the Vyavahara Yoga silver that you experience is also experienced as idam. Clear? Nishta. Nishta means what? Where is this nishta on the table? In that sense, the nishta is not, don't talk of jnana, nishta. Good. It is used in 100 different meanings. So don't get stuck on one meaning. That's where nishta. That's why idam will always idam sarpaha. It all remain like that. Not aham. Iti aham akara anubhava vishayata iti anusate. Whereas you saw a mithya snake. The snake you have always anubhava of the samskara is what? Idam. Therefore you see the snake there. The fear of that snake is experienced where? What is the samskara of fear? Inside or outside? Therefore, I am afraid. I am scared. That we experience as I. Even though that is dependent on the snake there outside. Because all emotions that you experience are triggered off with something outside. Correct or not? Huh? From memory. That's fine. But memory you gain from something outside. Yeah, so past was outside, no, that time. Beautiful memory, but of something that was outside. Emotions are triggered like that. Or what's happening inside the body. Memory can be triggered out of experiences, inside, outside. Predominantly outside. Because we are external focused. Our focus is always external. Unless you are a Mahayogi, then you will sit down, close eyes, and you'll say, "Bahut maza aaya, Ananda." Tell me, one guy experienced an object and got joy. Other guy is closing, sitting down, saying, "I'm feeling very happy." Who's more pragmatic? Pragmatic is the guy who got rid of an object. Both are wrong. That's a different thing. That's why one of my students who has become a teacher, Falcone, says that. First 25 years of my life, I was looking for happiness outside. Because I was young, I wanted happiness in the world. Next 25 years of my life, I was looking for happiness inside because I became a yogi. Then after 50 years of this nonsense, I came to Vedanta and understood that I am Ananda. Barabar hai. He's right in it. Anubhava Siddham also. Okay. 12:25. Good place to stop. Okay. So those who are there in the camp, I'll see you all next Sunday. Those who are not in the camp, I will see you all the Sunday after.